All right, so let's talk about NFL for the next week or so. Let's talk about last week first. So big news, we got some trades. First off, Jimmy G is now a 49er. Looks like the 49ers have found their guy, I guess, with Jimmy G. You know, if I was the Patriots, I wouldn't give up Jimmy G. I really like Jimmy G. He's a guy that's been able to sit behind Brady for 3 to 4 years. Hint, hint. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for multiple years. Definitely a good pick. You know, sucks for Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins was talked about getting reunited with Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers. You know, they could have signed him after this year because, you know, Kirk Cousins gets franchise tagged every year. But that's not what happened. But what did happen, what we can talk about is, Jimmy G going to the 49ers. You know, now it looks as if the 49ers won't be drafting a quarterback in the draft next year. Well, they might, but I don't see them really doing that. They got C.J. Beathard. I don't know why you would draft C.J. Beathard, but Jimmy G is going to be a good quarterback. I think it's going to be tough at the first of this year because they're not that great of a team. But I think he kind of gets in there, gets in a groove, and I think next year, I think the 49ers are definitely a team, maybe not to be reckoned with, but I'm glad Jimmy G's finally getting an opportunity. Dwayne Brown, Texans offensive lineman, offensive tackle, got traded to the Seahawks. That's big news. For the Seahawks, who have absolutely nobody at the offensive line, so that's going to be big for them. And then the other trade this morning, Jay Ajayi went to the Eagles. Now, that's a big backfield over there. Corey Clements and Wendell Smallwood and LeGarrette Blount and now Jay Ajayi. And then you think about the Dolphins backfield, and they got Damian Williams, you know what I mean? Like, who else do they have? Like, I don't know who I've seen else in a game this year for the Dolphins. But it looks like the Dolphins side, Jay Ajayi had a really good couple games last year, but he's not really that good. You know what I mean? He doesn't really hit the hole hard. He hits the hole hard, but, he doesn't really get through the line well. So I don't really know what the whole deal is why we're trading Jay Ajayi, but we're making an Eagles team that's already pretty good, a little bit better. Cowboys are just received that Zeke will not be able to come back until December 17th against the Raiders, so he'll be out for a couple of weeks, a good amount of weeks. Hopefully that suspension will finally start. Hopefully all the people that drafted Zeke in fantasy can fucking suck a giant dick and have fun that your team's 7-1 for the first fucking whatever weeks, but now you just lost your fucking RB2 and you hadn't been picking anybody up all year, so you're fucked. So there you go. Have fun with that. Let's talk about last week. Ravens destroyed Dolphins. This game was so bad. It was 13-0 at half or 20-0 at half. It really wasn't that bad. Dolphins have came back from 20 points down in the last 3 weeks. They were trying to get us to keep watching it. Well, then motherfucking Flacco got his fucking head knocked off. That was the fucking best part of the game. Flacco fucking comes. These quarterbacks, this was it, man. This was the time, the football gods spoke and they said, okay, Flacco, you and all these fucking quarterbacks are out here running around with your head cut off like a fucking chicken, and y'all like to do this shit where y'all slide right at the end to get as many yards as possible, and then it's just okay, so you go down, you slide, you get all the yards that you wanted, and then boom, someone comes in and knocks the fuck out of you. You get 15 more yards. It's just such bullshit. It should be if you are going to make yourself a ball carrier, then you are going to get hit. Don't make yourself a ball carrier if you don't want to fucking get hit. Kiko Alonso does what anybody does, fucking comes out of nowhere, tries to take him out because this is a game where you're not supposed to get the first down. So he's just supposed to be Flacco's sliding, so I'm going to let him get this first down. No, he jacks the shit out of Flacco. Flacco's helmet goes off. Fucking chin strap flies off. I'm like, damn, what's that white shit that's flying everywhere? Fucking chin strap flies off. Flacco's check, please. And then fucking Flacco, as he's going off, his fucking ears bleeding and shit. Dude, Flacco got the most, man. Flacco's going to be out for a couple weeks. at least. So we get to see the Ryan Mallett show. What I was talking about a couple weeks ago. What are we going to do with this Flacco shit? So this was my thing when Flacco got hit. This is the first thing I thought of. I go, well, shit. Flacco's either going to fucking come back from this injury, fucking best quarterback of all time, or this fucking injury is going to basically end his career. Like, they're just going to kind of like let somebody else come in at this point and he'll be done. But anyways, we'll see what happens. I'm leaning more towards Flacco's fucking career being just about over, other than Flacco like coming out of nowhere and being like a fucking Super Bowl champion again. So that's where I'm going with that. But as we go on, the Dolphins look dog shit terrible. Matt Moore, every time Matt Moore goes to sideline, he's like, fuck, man, what fucking play is this? Oh, fuck, I don't really know how to run this. Like, it was ugly. They weren't ready. 3 days of 3 days of like before the 3 days or so before a game, because they played Sunday and then they had a game on Thursday with a backup quarterback. It was tough, I bet. All right, so Vikings, Browns. Vikings, Browns played them pretty good. London game, I was surprised that both teams showed up. Browns played pretty good. Isaiah Crowell, if you started him, first time he did anything all year for you. If anything, he's been like a rep. Like, I mean, you could maybe put him at your flex, but like, I mean, he's had like 7 to 8 points every once in a while or some weeks, but like, you can't trust the dude after those first fucking couple weeks of him not. And then he finally got his first touchdown. Good job, idiot. Vikings, Stephon Diggs. Another bad game. I think Stephon Diggs is a good guy that we can start trading. He had a really good couple weeks. People that don't really pay attention be like, oh, he's fucking wide receiver number 15 in leagues. Motherfucker hadn't scored but like less than 10 points in the last 4 weeks. He had 2 really good weeks. That's about it. But yeah, Vikings won. Vikings defense played good. Case Keenum managed the game really well. Bills, Raiders. Shady went off. And Raiders, very, very bad offense. They were trying to throw the ball like every down. In the Bills, they just create turnovers. They get fumbles. They get interceptions. This is a damn good defense. You can keep sleeping on them if you want, but I'm not. I like them. Gave it 14 points this week. I always talk about how many points the Bills give up each week. And, the offense had the ball, were able to run the ball. Tyrod was able to fucking dilly-dally around, do his Uncle Rico, and fucking get the ball down the field. And, McCoy got him a TD late. Made me real happy. Needed McCoy to have that. And so a big win for the Bills, 34-14. This game definitely was closer than 34-14. The Raiders' offense just fucking shut down through the middle of the fourth quarter. They just shut down. Bengals, Colts, this game was so fucking good. I don't give a fuck about Bengals or Colts. Like, both these teams are fucking dog shit. I was just sitting there watching Jack Doyle fucking catch, 11, 12 passes. I'm like, come on, stop fucking catching passes. I'm playing you in fantasy this week, dude. Like, chill. Like, career high in fucking yards and receptions. The week I'm playing them, yeah, I bet. Okay, so Jack Doyle had a huge game. T.Y. Hilton still non-existent. This was actually a pretty close, good game. Colts were kind of like, this was a back and forth game. Like, or the Bengals were up 3-0. Then it was 3-3. Then it was 10-3. Then it was 10-10. Then it was 13-10. Then 17-3. And then it was 23-17. And then Carlos Dunlap picks off Brissett like halfway through the fourth, and then the Bengals get a touchdown, and then the Colts can't score again. Chargers, Patriots. Chargers fucking gave them hell. Chargers fucking defense played really good. Patriots could move the ball, but once they got into field goal range, either Gostkowski missed a field goal or they'd kick it. I think they kicked like 3 or 4 field goals. They got a safety. And the Chargers played all right throughout the game, but they just couldn't get that last touchdown at the end. They were driving. Rivers didn't turn the ball over, so that's what kept the Chargers in the game. Man, I'm impressed with the Chargers. Even though they're 3-5, they're in a bit of a tough area because they started so bad, 0-4. I like the Chargers, but yeah, Patriots got another win. And look, Patriots are like 6-2 now. Nobody's freaking out about them anymore. Saints, Bears. Pretty good defensive game. Saints did a really good job on Trubisky. Really made it hard for him to do anything. Jordan Howard had some good runs. Tariq Cohen got a TD, a little 1-yard TD. But yeah, the Saints were all over him. Saints probably one of the more balanced like teams in the league. You talk about Kamara and Ingram, very good balance, and we're not like we're talking about balance inside of balance. Like we're not talking about we're talking about okay. So in the game they were balanced on offense on the they're like we're talking about they're balanced on offense and defense now. We're also talking they're balanced running the game and passing the ball, which they always have been very balanced that way. Regardless of who they had, they've always been very balanced. They're hard to tell what kind of plays they're running because they disguise it so well. But then so Kamara, he's your speed outside, get the receptions back. Then you got Ingram, your inside the hole back. And then, your wide receivers, they got every fucking type of wide receiver you need. They got Brandon Coleman, a big-time large target. Michael Thomas, another big-time red zone large target. Colby Fleener, security blanket. Then you got Ted Ginn, the little reverse slot guy. And then you got Willie Snead. Willie Snead's kind of just like your wide receiver, too. He's just a solid guy. And he hadn't even got to play this year. We hadn't even got to see any Willie Snead, and Willie Snead's one of my fucking favorite players. So we'll see what happens out of Saints. Saints are 5-2. Saints looking really good. Getting rid of Peterson was probably the best thing they could do. Who would have thought on that Monday night game at the first of the year we were watching fucking two teams that would have 2 losses at this point in the year? God damn. Falcons, Jets. Falcons continue to do their thing. Win a close game or keep a bad team in a close game, or maybe the Falcons really aren't that good. I don't know what it is. Matt Ryan fumbled the ball 4 times. 4 times. He fumbled a snap 4 times. I know it was rainy, but McCown did it once. It got so bad for Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was out there with a towel in his fucking jersey. He had a towel in his jersey. He wouldn't take his fucking throwing or his arm out of his fucking shirt. Every time he'd hand the ball off, he'd put it back in. That's how paranoid he was that he was going to lose the ball. And that's really what kept the Jets in the game. But Falcons played good, resilient. Julio Jones had a couple big catches. Hooper had a TD. Devontae Freeman Freeman, I think, and then Coleman had good games. Good game out of them. But Jets, Jets are bad, but somehow they're in a game every week. I don't get it. Eagles slaughtered the 49ers. We knew that. Wentz really didn't play that great, but good game. Ertz got another fucking TD. How many weeks in a row has Ertz caught a goddamn touchdown pass? I'm fucking so tired of him not being on my damn fantasy team. Panthers, Bucks, this game was ass. This was the most ass game I've watched in years. Part of it was because the wind gust was 28 miles per hour, I think it was. They couldn't throw the ball. They ran the ball a lot in the first half, and then, Panthers were up 10-0. They went up 10-0. Bucks might kick the field goal. This game was bad. It was the offenses just didn't work. It was the play callers, they looked at the game differently because they were well, we can't really throw the ball like we want to. We can't throw it deep down the field, so we're just gonna run the ball. I don't know. It's funny. I don't usually use weather as a reason why a game was so bad or why it was the reason it was, but the main reason this game was this bad was because of the fucking weather. It made it bad. Seahawks, Texans, fucking game of the week, dude. Deshaun Watson does it again, man. Magic Man does it again. When are these motherfuckers gonna start listening to old Magic Man? But Magic Man, he had a good week. Will Fuller, 2 TDs. Oh my gosh. I have Will Fuller and I have fucking Juju Smith-Schuster and I have fucking Paul Richardson, I think. I think I'm mixing 2 leagues together. But holy shit, man, Paul Richardson had a huge week. Will Fuller had a huge week. Juju Smith-Schuster had a huge week. I own them in at least one of my leagues. Golly, man, I'm good at finding wide receivers. But yeah, so this was one of those. Seahawks went up 21-14. And you thought, okay, they're just going to continue to kind of do this. And then Texans scored 21-21. Seahawks kick a field goal. Then they get a turnover. You're all right, this game's over. Seahawks can't get in the end zone 27-21. And then Texans, they score. It's what, 20? It was 24-24. Then the Seahawks go up 27-24. Then Texans score in the 4th. Then Seahawks score. Then right after the Seahawks score, Texans score a long touchdown, 72-yard touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins. And then right before the game's over, Jimmy Graham catches a touchdown from Russell Wilson. Real good game. Probably game of the week for sure. Probably up there for game of the year. You know, it was just cool. Deshaun Watson versus Russell Wilson. It was kind of like watching. It was like Deshaun Watson's kind of like a younger version of Russell Wilson in a sense. Like, you know, the way they came up, the offenses that they came up in. You know, the fact that their coaches are more accustomed to like accustoming the game plan to them instead of, you know, oh well, you're gonna be how you're gonna be like an NFL quarterback. It's like no, they let them get into these like little read option type stuffs and shit like that to like make it easier on them. Cowboys slaughter Redskins. Redskins, another week of Redskins starting so good. Redskins are probably like the scariest. Like this sounds kind of crazy, but they're the scariest team if you play their game. Like if you let them run the ball. Okay, they could not run the ball because they were missing 3 offensive linemen, basically 4 offensive linemen. So I don't know why I thought they could run the ball, but yeah, they didn't run the ball at all. They fucking fed Zeke 33 times. Yeah. But anyways, like, okay, so it was 13-7. The Redskins are winning. Like 2 weeks in a row now, the Redskins have like controlled the game in the first quarter, you know, had it where their defense is playing well, their offense is playing better than the other offense, and then boom, some shit happens. They fucking turn the ball over or whatever, and then like they get into this like mode of like, well, we're not winning anymore, or well, we're not up by a touchdown anymore. So like shit, we have to start pressing. And they start pressing, and then another turnover happens, or the other team gets the ball back, they score. You know, I mean the third quarter, like Cowboys get the ball to start the half. They go down, kick a field goal. Fucking pretty normal Cowboy drive, or pretty, you know, and then and the Cowboys, that first touchdown was because of a turnover. Then they fumble the kickoff. Cowboys kick a field goal right there. So now it's 20-13. You're down by a touchdown. Like everything's good, but it's almost like in the Redskins' mind, they're like, "Oh shit! Like we're fucked. Like we have to score." And then you know they get the ball back. They don't score. Cowboys get the ball back. They kick their field goal. Then fourth quarter starts, Cowboys kick another field goal. Like, it was just like every time that the Cowboys got the ball, they kicked the field goal at least. Every time the Redskins got the ball, they didn't do nothing. And then finally in the fourth, Redskins get going again, get a touchdown. They're down by 7, and then boom, they force stuff and they throw another pick at the end. So, you know, I don't know. The Redskins is tough. You know, it's crazy. It's like the game start off and Gruden has like a great game plan. And then it's like, something happens and it just throws off the entire game plan, and then they just fucking play like shit the whole game. It's like they forget their game plan and they're done. Steelers-Lions, great defensive game by the Steelers. I think 2 to 3 like 4th and goals. Like they had, like the Lions had the ball on the goal line twice. 2 different occasions, and the Steelers defense stopped them. One of them, they were on the 1 for like 3 of the downs. The other one, they were like the 3 or the 5, and it was late in the game. They couldn't kick a field goal. They had to go for the touchdown. It was too late to kick the field goal at that point. Funny thing is, if they would have kicked that field goal earlier instead of going for it, they could have been winning the game 21-20 at this point, and put some pressure on the Steelers. Le'Veon didn't really have that great of a game. He had a TD, but he didn't do a whole lot. Main guy who did really good for the Steelers, though, was Juju Smith-Schuster. He had 30 points in fantasy. He had a 97-yard touchdown. He had 193 yards receiving on 7 catches. Marvin Jones had a really good game, 6 receptions, 128 yards. Stafford threw for 423 yards. I mean, the Lions moved the ball all day. They kicked 5 field goals. Every time they got down in the red zone, they couldn't do anything with it. But Steelers won the game, big win. You know, it's looking like every year, Steelers, Chiefs, and Patriots are definitely going to be some of those top teams in the AFC this year. Talking about Chiefs, Broncos, Chiefs definitely played, definitely jumped on the Broncos early. I'd say that. Now, when this game, like it was bad at first. Like it was 14-0 before we knew it. And then, you know, Broncos kind of got some wind behind them. They kicked the field goal. Their defense made like 2 stops late in the half, and they did the Chiefs did get a field goal, and then like in the second half, Chiefs kicked the field goal, and then we had a little bit of a comeback here from the Broncos. Broncos started to make a little bit of comeback. It was 13-20, but then as always, how the Chiefs do it, they just answer. They kicked 3 field goals in the fourth, and then Derby caught a late trash can touchdown from Simeon to make it a little bit closer. But yeah, Chiefs kind of handled them, not real close, not a real close game. Broncos defense just could never get like a stop early enough. It was 14-0 before they knew it. I mean, they only scored 19 points. I mean, those 3 field goals in the fourth would have got it done for the Chiefs. So kind of a tough game. I think, like I've been trying to say it, like Simeon needs to like get the fuck out. Like Simeon's kind of done. And I mean, I know the offensive line's bad. I know they have no running game, but I don't like Simeon. I think Osweiler would be a better option. So let's talk about next week, Bills-Jets. I'll take Bills for sure. I think big game for McCoy, big game for Tyrod. I like Bills in that one. I think defense plays good. Falcons-Panthers is a real big game. I'll take Panthers at home. I think Falcons play good, but I'll take Falcons at home, or I'll take Panthers at home. I haven't been impressed with the Falcons this year. Colts-Texans. I'll take Texans. I don't like the Colts at all. Bengals-Jags. I'm going with the Bengals. I like the offense a little bit better the last couple weeks. They've been throwing it a little bit more. I'll take Bengals. I know Jags are coming off a bye week. Jags will probably start slow, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard to pick against the Jags with the running game and when they're playing the Bengals, but I'm going Bengals. I just don't like the Jags. Bucks, Saints for sure. Bucks have been atrocious this year. I see Bray and I see Martin having all right games. Evans might have an all right game, but I'll take Saints for sure at home. Rams, Giants. I'll take Rams. I think Giants play them all right in the first half, but I think Rams take over in the second. Broncos, Eagles. I want to go with the Broncos just because they've been losing so much. It's kind of hard to pick against the Eagles. I'll go Broncos. I think Broncos bounce back. I think they're going to be ready. They've lost 3 in a row. I think they need this win. Eagles have been winning a lot lately, so I'm going to go Broncos. Ravens, Texans. I'm going Titans. I'm going Titans over the Ravens. Ravens probably won't have Flacco. They'll be done with a backup. Titans are coming off bye week. I'll take Titans. Cardinals, 49ers. This is a tough one. These are 2 really bad teams. Cardinals have gotten a lot worse with the fact that they've lost Carson Palmer. It kind of depletes Larry Fitzgerald a little bit. Also, the other receivers also. I'll definitely take Cardinals to win. I think 49ers play good, though. Redskins, Seahawks. I think Seahawks win this game. They're at home, but I think Redskins do play them well. I'll take Seahawks, though. Chiefs, Cowboys. I'm taking Chiefs. Cowboys probably not going to have Zeke. I think Cowboys will still play well, but I'm taking the Chiefs in that one. Raiders, Dolphins. I'll take Raiders. Not really impressed with either of these teams. It's a big game, though, for both these teams. I'll take Raiders. On the road, Lions, Packers. This is a tough one. I'm kind of off the Lions bandwagon, but the Packers don't really look that good. It's going to be hard for them to run the ball on the Lions defense. I'll take Lions on Monday night.